Welcome back, everybody, to TV Sports 27 and our next divisional round game in the RXFL. We had to take a little breather. This is the second full commentary stream you guys are getting today, as we are live here on Twitch. We're going to be uploading on YouTube, and we have a couple of championship quarterbacks set to clash. We just saw an amazing battle. If you guys didn't see it, I encourage you guys to go to our YouTube page, go in the archives, and make sure you guys watch the Salt Lake City and Vancouver game. That'll go down in playoff history. But we got a couple of championship teams, as mentioned here. You have the quarterback that won the inaugural RFL championship. That was back on All Pro Football 2K8 in Joe Montana. And you have the quarterback that won the inaugural RXFL championship. And that was in Madden 20, now Madden 25, eventually going to be Madden 26, in Lamar Jackson and the Toronto Huskies. You also have waiting in the championship round, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, the St. Louis Rhinos, which is Jim Kelly and the defending league champions. And you got Bart Starr, who has not been to a championship in the RXFL era yet, but you got just quarterbacks that have won championships up and down in this league, and they are set to clash at it. Now, we just saw what a 9-8 division winner could do in Vancouver. This is not a division winner. This is Toronto, who is the wild card team. These are two teams from the very same division, from the very same conference, in Columbus and Toronto. Columbus, this is their first playoff game coming off of the bye week. And we saw what happened with the other team that was coming off of the bye week, as the scores will scroll at the bottom of your screen when you see what the London Ghost Riders did. They were the number one seed coming off a bye week. It was not good. We're going to see if Columbus fares better here. And it is also Conference Championship Day, as I am streaming with you guys here live on Twitch. So we got the Big 12 and the MAC Championship on. BYU just threw an interception. It has been a defensive slugfest, so if you're wanting a little break from the college and getting the pros, we got you here as Montana hits the beautiful play-action fake. How about them right there? But we're going to keep you posted. Those of you watching on YouTube, you're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? The game's been days over. But for those of you here on Patreon that are streaming live with us, touchdown Texas Tech. That just pulled them away by 2 scores. Well, that's why we always encourage you guys to follow along with us on all our platforms. We stream live on Twitch and upload on YouTube. Of course, we have Patreon, which we're going to be doing the Madden 26 RXFL redraft, as well as looking at all the rosters and all that stuff. So make sure you sign up, check out all those different places, and get ready for what should be a good divisional battle here between Columbus and Toronto. Another play action by Montana, and absolutely nowhere for Montana to go, as he's going to eat a sack from the Deacon, Big Deacon Jones. The black and blue matchup here. Both teams coming in wearing the black and blue colors in the same division as well. It's almost like a Browns-Bengals situation a little bit, with similar colors. So, you know, things are heated here, and as we talk about the redraft in the RXFL, and a nice defensive stand after we're coming off a game that had very little defense. Nice job by the Toronto Huskies to come up with a stop. Now Toronto is here, by all intents and purposes, the skin of their teeth. We encourage you again to go to the archives on YouTube and check out Toronto's first game that they had in the RXFL postseason, the wild card round game against the Oklahoma City Bandits, and a game that had a controversial ending because it was a game we did without commentary, and people were asking, what the heck? The game was basically won for the Oklahoma City Bandits. If you don't score a touchdown there, it's game over. You win, run out the clock. Well, that was the intention. It was trying to center up the ball for a field goal. And Christian McCaffrey trips over an offensive lineman, falls into the end zone. So they end up scoring, which in turn gave the ball back to Toronto, allowed them to tie it up when a field goal would have won it. And then on the ensuing kickoff, there was a fumble recovered by Toronto, and they end up walking off with the field goal. So it was a 10-point swing with less than a minute to go. And that's how we find ourselves here with Toronto doing battle with their division foe and division champion, North Division champion in the Columbus Aviators. Now, we've talked about as well, and I won't harp on this topic on every single stream, but what should we do with the Aviators name? This has been in Madden for years and years and years, and then the XF, or the UFL, rather, comes along this year, and now they have a Columbus Aviators team. So it's like, okay, well, what do we do? This was always in Madden. This is a Madden team name. Do we rename them after all these years? Do we say that the UFL bought it? Do we come up with something different for Columbus? If you guys have any better ideas, let me know in the comments of a different team name. We know we got some new teams coming to the next season of the RXFL. Orlando is going to be rebranding. They have sold their team. The Orlando Wizards are no more after a successful playoff run last year and then kind of fallen back to their normal ways this year. And then Atlanta has been officially sold. The Atlanta Dirty Birds, 3 years with Tom Brady. They were hoping for a lot of success. Did not have it. No playoff appearances in Atlanta. And the Blank family selling the Dirty Birds. And they are going to be moving to Virginia Beach. So Virginia Beach is going to get their first professional team. And team name to be determined coming up. But Virginia Beach. And that way they will be able to stay. Because part of it, we had to be able to keep them in the South Division because you can't change the divisions around, so you're kind of stuck like with relocation. Like if you were to relocate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to Sacramento, they would still be in the NFC South. You can't change the divisions around, unfortunately. So we had to keep it kind of in the South. We were looking at a couple different potential teams. We were looking at Louisville as one, but that was another team. Look at Lamar Jackson, huge opening. Nicely done by Lamar. We were looking at Louisville as a possibility to kind of get that Louisville rivalry going. When you think of the division there, it's going to be Tampa, Orlando. Look at Lamar with the big slide. Ooh, we got bruised ribs. Deacon Jones, so he comes up with the big sack. Earlier, does Deacon Jones. And now he's going to go out with an injury. It's Tampa, Orlando, Memphis, and then Virginia Beach. And that's where we were kind of looking at possibly Louisville, because then you can kind of get that Louisville-Memphis, that Kentucky-Tennessee rivalry going on. But looking at it in Virginia Beach, and usually not a lot of love for Virginia, for pro sports. Of course, we have the Virginia Destroyers in the UFL. Where did they play? I'll have to look at where they actually played. But either way, Virginia Beach is going to be getting the team. And it can always relocate. Just like any league, we move teams around, switch teams around. I'm going to look it up real quick. Virginia Destroyers Wiki. And see, where did they play? Did they play at Virginia Beach? They were based in Virginia Beach. So how about that? So a second coming, if you will. Jackson wide open, Anquan Bolden. And that's another team you're talking about question marks as we go into the redraft, because Lamar Jackson and Toronto have found themselves pretty much, I mean, this has been the team. And a lot of the fans really found their way to really like Lamar Jackson. So what's going to happen in the draft? Is someone going to steal him? Do they try to go after someone else? Younghoe Koo, who probably had one of the most viral missed field goal attempts in NFL history this past Monday night. No problem on that kick. Puts it right through the uprights. And Toronto, they force the stop, and they go right down and score, and it's 7-0. How about that return? That was something. All right, second possession here for Joe Montana and this Columbus Aviator squad. to the ground game. Frank Gore pushes his way forward, and it's going to be a nice first down for the Aviators. So a bit of a slow start right now for Columbus, much like their other first-round bye brethren. This is the very first year of the RXFL with the 7 teams going to the playoffs and only the 1 seed getting the bye. We were playing in Madden 20 before that, and the top 2 teams would get a bye. So a holding on Ralph Neely is going to be called, and that is going to back up a whole bunch of momentum that Columbus had. So 1st and 20, and Montana forced to throw it, and no problem. David Njoku on a 1st and long after the penalty gets an easy first down. Oh my goodness. There's so much hype right now as John Lynch nearly took that one away. Around this Columbus team, Joe Montana's return to form. We talked about in the last stream the Salt Lake City Fury going to the first 2 RFL championships. And they came up with 1 win, 1 loss, and since then Montana's really struggled. And here we are, number 1 seed all these years later with Columbus, knowing the impending draft is right around the corner. Play fake for Montana. Oh, that one. That could have easily been a pick 6. So this Toronto defense is going to hold, and we've seen a lot of high-scoring games in the playoffs. This Toronto defense had one of the fewer point total games, only 2 teams in the 30s, when we're seeing 50s and 40s left and right. So this Husky defense might be something strong. We saw them go on a run 2 years ago when they captured the inaugural RXFL championship. So this Husky defense could be coming on as of late here once again.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30.
Of course, last year Toronto eliminated in the divisional round.
Offense ready to begin this drive.
It's a team that is seemingly on borrowed time in the Toronto Huskies. Coming in as the wild card, the 7 seed here. I mean, we got another 7 seed doing their thing in the St. Louis Rhinos, but a team that should have been eliminated a week ago because of a fluky instance of Christian McCaffrey falling into the end zone. They scored 10 points in a minute and find themselves here versus this Aviator squad that feels like they have everything to win here in this with a 13-4 record. It's going to be very interesting as we head to the end of quarter number 1. A lot less fireworks in the game we just saw a bit of ago.
We'll return with more NFL action right after this.
The Dome here in Columbus, which we tried to match some of the stadiums that the teams had in real life. Columbus kind of building this, not so much a dome, but they kind of enclosed the fans a little bit. Jackson, oh, just barely got rid of that one. He was trying to turn up field. So lower.com stadium is this kind of what we're playing in right now. 3rd and 8. Fumble! Ooh, that would have been big. Jackson able to hang on to it. Ooh, that would have been a momentum swinger. Because I don't doubt for a minute that Joe Montana takes that ball and gets into the end zone. Cooper Kupp on the return. And Joe Montana, for yet another possession, heads out onto the field here.
This offense ready to get going again now. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here.
Back to back to Cooper Kupp, the kick return and then the reception. Meanwhile, Big 12 championship game, Texas Tech 21, BYU 7 in the fourth quarter. Oh, the MLS Cup is on right now. Man, they're doing their championship game right here in prime college football championship weekend, huh? The MAC championship, Western Michigan 23, Miami, Ohio 6. And I've been hearing the rumors that my alma mater, which is Troy, that came up just short in the Sun Belt Championship. Well, Cooper Kupp just broke his ribs. Maybe too many plays for him. That's going to be a huge blow, and that's going to take, you got to imagine, that's going to take him out for the rest of the season. Rumors are that my alma mater, Troy, who was the runner-up in the Sun Belt Championship, is supposed to be playing whoever loses this game in Mobile in the bowl game there. So we will see if that comes to fruition or not. But either way, Western Michigan kind of dominating Miami, Ohio right now, and most of these conference championships have been kind of close. I guess Boise State kind of had a decently big lead on UNLV, but they came back. But oh, wait a minute. Fumble on the play. Was he down? I don't know. We have to take. Oh yeah, that was a clean fumble. What do you think, guys? Does this game kind of have the feeling of how many playoff games have you guys seen in history where the big dominant team comes in? You thinking they're going to win? This game kind of just has the feeling of. Oh wait! Oh, another fumble on the play. This game just, I don't know, there's a feeling in the air that something weird is going to happen in this game, and it's a feeling like that this might be the top seed coming in here and losing in some kind of crazy way, much like Toronto did in the wild card round. 10 carries so far, Jamal Charles.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Play action now with Jackson.
Lamar open is, ooh, and Mason takes a shot. So again, for all the scoring that we saw in our previous playoff game, now you're seeing the offense has got to work for it a little bit here. A run pass option, and Lamar decided to give it to Charles. And there was nothing for him there, so it's 3rd and 10. In field goal range, so you got to be careful with it. Maybe watch Lamar's legs, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. And Jackson, I don't know why. The game, you tap square, and sometimes they slide, and sometimes they dive.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it could suck the wind out.
And that was a very similar situation to the end of the last stream that we did, where I hit the button to throw the ball, and the game did not throw the ball. I hit R1 with everything I had. So, yeah. Field goal good for Texas Tech, so it is not looking good for BYU. And I suppose let the debate begin. I don't know about like how many spots would be open, but the big debate was Texas or BYU. The big one's going to be Duke tonight if Duke wins. And you're really going to open up Pandora's box. Because they freaked out last year. Let's see this play 3rd and 20. Jackson. Oh my God, Gates. Are you kidding me? They said he did not get both feet down. We have an injury on the play. Oh my goodness. So last year, the rules in the college football playoff, which I personally liked a lot better because it basically meant the college conference championship games meant something, because if you won, it was the top 5 highest ranked college conference champs got in, and the top 4 would get a bye. So by doing that, by going to a conference championship game and winning, yes, you have to play a 13th game, but then by winning, you get to rest. And for those of you that played a 13th game and lost, then you're punished by having to go to a divisional or a wild card game, if you will, and have to play that extra game. Now they made it where it's just the top 4 seeds. So you're going to have a situation, that's the second broken ribs of the day. Goodness me. Now you're going to have a situation where, like, I mean, if I'm Texas, or Ohio State or Indiana, why even play the Big Ten championship game? You're the number 1 and number 2. Just opt out. Instead, you're going to play this extra game, wear yourself out. I'd put all my backups in. I wouldn't even care. I'd go down 50 to whatever. They're not going to drop you out of the top 4. But so I kind of liked how they had it better. But anyway, all that to say, they freaked out last year because Boise State and Arizona State got the bye because they're the highest ranked champs, and everyone lost their mind. Oh my God, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't have that. Never mind how every other sport does it, but we can't have that. So they changed it this year to where it's still the conference champs get in, but then they rank them 1 through 12. So then we get weird stuff where conference title games don't really matter. Like Georgia and Alabama aren't really playing for anything. Like if I'm Georgia, I would have opted out of this game as well and just taken my 3 seed in my bye week into the playoffs. Now you're playing an extra game, and you might not get a bye, where it's kind of guaranteed. So all that to be said, if Duke ends up winning and James Madison and Tulane get in, I feel like we're going to have another freak out, and then they're going to change it all again where it's just going to be like 1 through 12, and they don't even care about conference championships. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with Duke playing in this game tonight while Miami is sitting at home. But that's the college football talk for now. We got the real playoffs because we don't care. 9-8 or 13-4. We decided on the field, not like college football, not a popularity contest. So Jones with the Bruin sternum. So a lot of guys are going out this hard-hitting match. We mentioned the Salt Lake City game that we just streamed. There was a lot of like fighting, and people were yelling at each other, and it was scrappiness. We haven't really seen that scrappiness, but seen a lot of people get injured. So they're definitely hitting hard out there, and it's an old school. It's kind of I don't know. Is it nice? Is it good? After we've seen so many games in the 40, 50 points, now we're seeing a 10-3 like a traditional football score. Jackson gets the blocks, and there goes Lamar. Yeah, we're seeing some talking right now. I spoke too soon. I don't know if he's pointing at the scoreboard or what, but you're losing right now. Maybe he doesn't realize it. May not realize they're losing while he's doing that scoreboard pointing. And we hit the 2-minute warning here in quarter number 2. I think BYU just turned it over again. And watch this play real quick. Ooh, yeah, he threw that right in triple coverage. Bear Bachmeier. I'm a Boise State fan, so I know all about the Bachmeiers. And Jackson gets brought down, tried to run it. So I know all about the Bachmeiers. It was so disappointing how things ended up with Hank Bachmeier at Boise State, being a Boise fan, because the freshman, he was a freshman, starts things off. It was supposed to be a neutral site game against Florida State. Because of a hurricane, it gets moved to the campus of Florida State, so it becomes a home game. The man throws for 400 yards, beats Florida State on their home turf as a freshman. And you're thinking, man, they go on to win what they won 11-1 that year. They were cruising, and then they go to the Las Vegas Bowl, I think it was, against, oddly enough, who they're going to be playing this year on the 13th, which is really crazy. I thought we had like another week, but they do the Army-Navy game and the bowl games at the same time. So Boise's got an early one, but they get killed by Washington in the Vegas Bowl, and then after that it was kind of like, I don't know, after that first year, whatever reason, Hank and Boise State could not get on the same page. Jackson takes it himself. Like, it was such a promising first year, and then just things could not get on the same page. And then he ended up transferring. He played at, I think Hank played at Louisiana Tech and Wake Forest after that, I want to say. And then I don't know where he is, if he's trying any pro aspirations or not.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Let's see. Hank Bachmeier. See if he's got any. Meanwhile, Toronto, we're bearing the lead here. Toronto has shocked the fans here in Columbus. Yeah, he is in the CFL right now, it says. He invited to the 49ers camp, and then he signed with the BC Lions on May 21st and was released on May 29th. So, he spent a week in the CFL. But anyway, just disappointed. Let's look at the stats, not to harp on the guy, because again, I'm a Boise State guy, so he's one of my guys. But just how it kind of went down. So the first year at Boise State, actually, the numbers, he only had 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he only played 8 games, so he was injured a lot. I guess that was part of it, the injuries. I remember him getting hit a lot, whether it was hanging onto the ball, unfortunately, too long, or just not having the greatest O-line, but he did get beat up a lot. He had a good year in 2021, 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, but then transfer after that, and that was kind of the story of one Hank Bachmeier. And well, that's the kind of hits that Hank was taking, and I think the Aviators may be just wanting to go to the half and try to regroup here before this one gets away. Toronto 17, Columbus 3.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to,
as the fans are kind of in a little bit of shock right now.
In just a moment. We'll begin out in the capital of Utah, Salt Lake City, where it's definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the score.
So the winner of this game will take on Salt Lake City
in the playoffs as they finish off a 13
in the Red League Championship.
Meanwhile, in our game, we've got one half remaining to find out who goes on to the AFC title game. And to bring it your way, let's hand it back over to Kate Scott. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
I'm so glad we don't have to do this defensive, offensive focus crap in Madden 26. There's so much junk from this game that they took out in Madden 26. I'm so grateful for. So it's going to be of the utmost importance, the Aviators, to get a stop here on this opening drive, because if Toronto scores one more time, that could really begin to put this game out of reach here. Solid start for the defense. Jamal Charles gets pushed back. Jackson heaves it up. Ooh, that could have changed things. There's a former Denver Bronco right there.
Defenders here from their coaches. Read and react. Read and react. You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. But more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long.
Jackson.
They'll make a bid for it.
Oh, look at Jackson trying to fight it.
They'll say right at the 39-yard line.
Oh my goodness, that was just a war of strength right there. As Jackson was not going down, and he had to battle and finally gets brought down about a yard or two shy.
It wasn't for a lack of trying.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the
Joe
return.
Montana and company. Can they get something started? Only 3 points. This Husky defense.
They'll run here from the gun.
Gore
And he's
gonna lose 2.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead,
92 total yards compared to the 200
thanks to a
for Toronto. But the big difference is Lamar Jackson running the football, because that's where those extra yards are being picked up.
no luck on the connection. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver.
And with that, we go to a 3rd down.
That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. They're throwing it.
Montana got hit,
It doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
and it's 3 and out.
pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him.
Oops.
Third that last second attempt to get rid of it.
Well, that was a mistake. I'd accidentally hit the button, so even more fans are even more in shock because a timeout that might be needed down the stretch
The Aviators
just got used.
comes out onto the field.
Fans are wondering what the heck is going on right now in Columbus.
Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Starts the return at the 34.
Things are unraveling right now for the Columbus Aviators. Maybe they do need to change their name next year.
Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
But Jackson keeps taking some shots down the field.
Nearly an interception on that play. And that
One of these ones is going to fall into the hands of a Aviators defender.
now it's Lamar.
Oh, there it is.
And there it's intercepted. Amani
There's going to be the first touchdown of the game for Columbus. Lamar Jackson was playing with fire.
hits it.
He's getting a little dangerous with the football.
No, getting the interception is the important thing, Brock, but how about this guy having
Amani Hooker.
transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it too.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You see what Jackson was going for, because Bolden was standing there open, but you got to account for all the guys around you. And Joe Montana,
But instantly they go
looking like when Tom Brady won the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, pumped up on the sideline from your defense doing a big play. Dubious Tree joining us in the chat. What's going on, my friend? Yes, Aviators are showing some life. Glad to have you aboard here for this live stream. Happy to have you jumping in the chat. Yes, that brought some life into this crowd here in Columbus. We've officially moved to the Sunday slate of games. Your final divisional game is coming up, and it is going to be the Sacramento Rumble and the London Monarchs. And then we will know our 2 divisional games, and we will be down to the final 3 games after that. The 2 conference championships and the Ultra Bowl. And with a lot of past champions already claiming their spot in the conference championship game, it could be guys just adding to their legacy. So we have, touchdown Texas Tech. That's it. BYU is done. BYU toast. Took a while. It was low scoring, but Texas Tech got it. Oh my God! Again, I tap square. So sometimes he dives, sometimes he slides. It's the game's prerogative here. Look at this huge opening for Jamal Charles. Man, if he could have hit that a little faster, could have had the first down and then some. This is looking like the Texas Tech of the Graham Harrell days. The Michael Crabtree days. The funny thing is they just announced, which I hate their new logo, Texas Tech. I think the one they have now is fantastic. They just announced the big, what if they win the national championship and then they change their logo and everything the next year? It's like you're going to have this legacy of winning a championship with this logo, and then you're going to change it the next season. So maybe them winning will get them to not change their really awesome logo. Let's see what's going on in the MAC championship game, what we got here. Oh, it's on a commercial. I'll say this, I was watching, of course, it's Conference Championship Friday, so I did not watch SmackDown in full. There was a lot on Friday night. There were 4 Conference Championships. There was SmackDown, TNA Final Resolution, and Ring of Honor Final Battle, all going on at the same time. Everybody just scheduled everything at the same time. It was absolutely insane. But I kept flipping over to SmackDown when the Mountain West game would go to a commercial. I probably flipped to SmackDown, and maybe good for them because they're making money, but I probably flipped to SmackDown 7-8 times, and I think one time I got to watch SmackDown because they were in a commercial every single time I flipped over. It was unreal as Lamar Jackson takes a sack. I was like, like every time. There's just so many commercials on WWE right now. Every time I flipped over, there was a commercial. And Jackson gets smacked around again. So a hold from Columbus. 56-yard field goal. This is going to be pretty critical from Younghoe Koo. If he misses it, you're giving Columbus good field position. If you make it, you're putting your team in a good way here. Oh, that was about as perfect as you... Oh my God, that was a perfect kick, and it hits the top of the crossbar. Oh my goodness. So we know Younghoe Koo, 56 is about, that's his limit, because that was a perfect kick. 20-10. Columbus. Brandon Ayuk up to the 35. Joe Montana. Joe Cool. We know what he's got in him. They're still stuck at 92 total yards. Weren't they at 92 total yards in the second quarter? There we go. There's going to be not only more than 92 yards, but Dubious Tree need a legendary drive here from Montana if they need to stay, if they want to stay in the game. Yes. This is it. This is, we've seen, as we said, Joe Cool has done it many, many, many times before. Gore hits the opening. And he's up to the 26. And the Aviators might have something going here. No offensive touchdowns in this game. Oh, they got a little cute on that play, and it came to cost them a yard. The Huskies were not fooled one bit. Second and 11. Montana to Ayuk. And it is swatted down by Hayes. Hayes and Ayuk going at it a little bit.
The ball skills is also being able to
BYU just turned it over for the 4th time, guys.
if he doesn't swat it away.
Texas Tech's probably going to get a bye week out of this. Montana. Smith takes a shot and cannot hang on to it. He's complaining. He is complaining about the shot to the... Has he caught anything today? Let's see. Because there hasn't been much movement from... he's caught 2 passes today. That was a drop. Of course, we should talk about, and they're going to go ahead and take the 3 while they can. I haven't been talking about it, but I just caught the name as I was looking at the stats. Cooper Kupp, of course, went out with the broken ribs earlier. That is probably a big reason why Toronto has struggled to move the ball, and that might be the situation going forward here, or Columbus, rather, has struggled to move the ball. And if they somehow get this win, that's going to be something you got to look at going forward as you go into the conference championship game. Because Salt Lake City is firing on all cylinders right now. If Columbus wins, they host Salt Lake City in the conference championship. If Toronto wins, the Road Warriors continue as they will head to Salt Lake City. It would be the 3rd consecutive playoff home game for the Salt Lake City Fury and the 3rd consecutive playoff road game for the Toronto Huskies. Toronto traveling to Oklahoma City, traveling to Columbus, and then possibly the final destination being Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, of course, they are at home hoping that Toronto hangs on so they can host the conference championship. The Red League Conference title game. I'm still open if you guys have some better names for the conferences. I was calling them the American and National last year, but since we've added in like the Tokyos and Melbournes, it felt weird having, you know, an American division where there's teams from other countries in there. So I just named it the Red and Blue because those are the colors of AFC, NFC. But if you guys have any better names for the conferences, let me know in the comments. I'm open to it. I was trying to do something because obviously the A and the N for AFC, NFC would be part of the mix. So if there's any kind of A name or N name that you guys got that you can come up with, that'd be pretty cool. But we're going with Red League and Blue League for right now. A huge first down conversion. And that should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter here.
Only 1 quarter left before we send one of these teams to the AFC title game.
We head to the 4th.
We just need to close this quarter out for a playoff win.
7 points separate these two.
First and 10 from the 41. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside.
Look at the strength of Charles.
With a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Give him 9 yards.
You see, pretty low for the season for rushing, but coming through in a big way in this game. Trying to wind some of that time off the clock here. Lamar Jackson feels like he is in complete control, and Jamal Charles takes it. And they've been able to kind of just grind it out a little bit. I don't know about so much through the air because there is that one pick six that Jackson had. Field goal for Texas Tech. Yeah, that one's over. Texas Tech is heading to the old college football playoff. Jackson keeps it on the quarterback keeper on the read option. Got 2 out of it.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Smart thing is they're sitting in field goal range here. So you still kind of make it where you have to have Columbus score a touchdown, which they have failed to do all day. But it is Joe Montana, after all. It is Joe Cool. So you don't sit here and say, well, we're going to give him the ball down 6, and he's never going to score. Jackson tried to escape out of the sack and goes down. 5 sacks for the Aviators. A lot of that, though, is Jackson trying to buy time in the pocket. But not take anything away from Columbus, but that is a decent amount of your sacks there. Ooh, that one nearly blocked. And Younghoe Koo, once again, is good. And the opposite battles of what we've seen between what we just saw, as you can see, 49-42 at the bottom of your screen, and a close defensive battle in 2 back-to-back RXFL playoff games. Toronto definitely has had the most impressive defense of the couple of playoff games here so far. They might be riding that on to the championship, but this is going to be a pretty big drive. 6 minutes to play. A lackluster Aviators offense. What does Joe Montana have in him? It is actually a 10-point game. I was thinking it was a 6-point game. I think I was looking at the wrong. These colors are mixing me up because they're both black and blue. So it is a 10-point game, not a 6-pointer. So they got to score now, and they got to score quick. Montana. Trying to call some shots out there, trying to get everyone settled down.
Running back sent in motion.
Nicely done. That's Joe Montana. There's Jimmy Smith. They get a touchdown here. It's a game again.
He completes it in traffic. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Second down now, 7 to go.
Empty set for Montana. Montana, not often you're going to see that out of Joe, but he scrambles it in. He has his own Lamar Jackson moment. He actually had a little bit of speed on that run. Yes, dubious tree with the fire emojis. Lighten it up for Joe Montana. And now you rely on your defense if you're Montana. 5 minutes to play here. Extra point, no problem. It's good. A 5-play drive. A very nice 5-play drive. Under 2 minutes.
Volley set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Return coming from the 6.
But the problem is going to be for the Aviators if they cannot stop this rushing attack, because it's been Jamal Charles, Lamar Jackson rushing the ball extremely well here today.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's look at the numbers real quick, because you can see the rushes. 35 rushes for 237 yards. That is why this game has gone the way it has. Lamar Jackson only had to be 8 of 17. So they've been running the ball well, and that eats up a lot of clock. When you got 5 minutes left, that's not a whole lot of time. You start picking up a couple first downs, and Jamal Charles is going to get 10 yards on that first carry. And if they keep rattling off a couple of those, it's going to be an uneasy feeling here in Columbus. Back to Charles. Again, that's 8 yards. They're going into clock chewing right here. Charles with a huge opening. Aviators started taking some timeouts right here. You hear the fans chanting defense. Columbus stacking the line. Look at the linebackers up on the line. And they get him. Remember, Columbus is down a timeout. They had to burn one early on in the game. So it's 3rd and 9. Game says throw it. Let's do that. Stay in field goal range is going to be of the utmost importance. Jackson. Jackson, they had the QB spy on Jackson. He tried to throw it, couldn't find anybody, tried to tuck it. The QB spy, well done by Coach McDaniels. And Young Wei Koo, once again, he has been perfect today. He's going to remain perfect, but it's going to be a 6-point game with Joe Montana taking the ball. And having a shot to do what he's done in many, many, many Super Bowls and championship and playoff games. Here we go, guys. I know we're getting hyped up in the chat right now. No timeouts for Joe Cool. Through the last 3 years, the struggles in Salt Lake City to come in here to Columbus with the impending draft on the horizon. Can Joe Montana meet Bart Starr in a conference championship? Bart Starr waiting for one of these two teams. No huddle, trying to get one more play before the 2-minute warning. And we hit the 2 minutes.
Aviators trail by 6. The time is there, but the timeouts are not. Gotta be smart. It's 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun.
That was well protected by the Huskies. You still have some time. You can throw it over the middle here, but with no timeouts, it is kind of iffy. There's Osborne, so 3rd and 2. Clock down to 1:30. Getting the first down is going to be of the utmost importance here. And Montana, oh, it is knocked away by John Lynch.
Man, that was a chain mover.
And we got 4th and 2, folks.
Too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested.
These are interesting plays they're giving us.
Standing effort defensively to force that ball out.
I don't know how I feel about this one, but either it's going to be Frank Gore or I'm looking at Brandon Ayuk. Kind of going inside my head here. 4th and 2 for the Aviators. Ayuk's there, and he's got it. Clock will continue to roll. We got to watch it here, down to a minute. Montana, Ninjoku, and he's out of bounds. A classic Joe Montana drive here. Montana Osborne. Oh my goodness, he gets past John Lynch. John Lynch was selling out for the big hit. Time is going to wind. We're down to 30 seconds. Montana to Brandon Ayuk. Oh my goodness, he had it. Ayuk had it in his hands and Hayes jarred it loose. Oh my goodness. They're still a long ways away. 22 seconds left. Montana, nobody open. Montana, are you kidding me? Joe Montana scrambles and gets it 3 yards away with 14 seconds to play. Joe Montana running the ball like he's Lamar Jackson out there. Oh, and Montana tried to dive for it. It is a 6-point game, 14 seconds to go. Montana's going to have a couple of shots at the end zone.
Working inside the red zone.
It's tipped. He was looking for Jimmy Smith, who had it. Not tipped, but it was jarred loose. 9 seconds to play. Montana. Touchdown, Columbus. And much like the way the Toronto Huskies won for the second game in a row, they play a little too close with fire and they may get burned here. That was vintage Joe Montana. 5 Pro Football Championships, 4 with the 49ers, 1 with Salt Lake City. Through the last couple of years, because you're so used to Joe Montana, there it is, an 11-play, absolutely classic Joe Montana drive. An 11-play drive. Toronto, and just like how the last game is, I'm going to try to not get sacked, even though it wasn't my fault last time. It's going to come down to this Lamar Jackson Hail Mary. Dubious Tree is hyped up in the chat right now. He's got his X Factor. Jackson goes deep. They're going to have a shot. And it's incomplete, and the Columbus Aviators have come back, have won this game, and Joe Montana will host Bart Starr and the Salt Lake City Fury. Meaning, it's going to be Joe Montana going up against his old team for the rights to go to Ultra Bowl 3. The inaugural RXFL champions have been eliminated. Toronto Huskies have been eliminated. And Joe Montana, in a vintage Montana drive, wins it. And it's going to be Bart Starr versus Joe Montana. Maybe one of the greatest matchups from a bygone era that we never got to see. The winner of 4 Super Bowls versus the winner of the first 2 Super Bowls. Bart Starr versus Joe Montana for the right to go to the championship. Montana going up against his former team. Jackson, only 82 yards passing, but a lot of it was because of this dominant rushing attack from Jamal Charles. They didn't really need to run it that much, or pass it that much, rather. A heartbreaker for Toronto, considering the way they had won it a week ago. So now we know 3 of the 4 teams. It will be Columbus hosting Salt Lake City, and they will take on it's either going to be the St. Louis Rhinos, Jim Kelly, John Elway, and the London Monarchs. Or we don't know who's going to start at quarterback for the Sacramento Rumble. It's either going to be Justin Herbert, after he led an amazing comeback in the postseason, or it's going to be right back to Otto Graham. We're going to have to wait and see, guys. That was an explosive one. That's all I got for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to everybody here on TB Sports. Hope you enjoyed it. That was a fun outing of games, but I'm tired. I might stream one tomorrow. It's going to be without commentary, though. So if we do, be on the lookout for that. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. If you would, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, follow along if you're watching on Twitch. Thanks for being in the chat, Dubious Tree. Let's get some more of you guys joining us in the chat here. And don't forget to check us out at patreon.com/TBSports27, because we're going to do our Season 4 Madden 26 draft over on Patreon, so you guys don't want to miss that. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in, as always.